Rita, Gadi, sinupalpal ang mga anak ni Cory Aquino, sina Kris at Ballsy Aquino dahil sa pagtatakip ng kamalian at kadimonyan ang kanilang ina. Ballsy at Kris hindi mapigilan ang paglabas ng katotohanan kung gaano kahudas ang kanilang pamilya sa pamilya Marcos sapagkat tapos na ang kagari-harian nila sa buong Pilipinas. Katotohanan na naisiwalat na. Pero bago natin umpisa ng topic mga kapatid, kung di pa kayo nakapag-subscribe sa aking channel, please do subscribe and click the notification bell para mas updated po kayo sa bagong video dito sa Pilipinas. Kilala si Rita Gadi bilang journalist anchor kasama ang maraming saksi kung ang mga nangyari sa mga Marcos at Aquino noong 1986. Buwelta pa nga niya, mahirap talaga magsalta noong lalo't kinokontrol ni Cory Aquino lahat ng media. Dahil rin ito ng mga propaganda, Kris at Ballsy kahit anong gawin pagtatakip sa kataksilan ang kanilang ina, buong angkan nila ay ating bansa, hindi na mapipigilan ang paglabas ng katotohanan dahil unti-unti nang bumabalik ang mga tiwala ng taong bayan sa mga Marcoses.
President Marcos said, can you escort us? So ito to the American embassy officials, can you bring us now from Malacanang to my hometown in Lawag? Kasi while he is there is the threat na baka dumating yung US Marines, baka bombahin sila, baka pumasok yung mga tao from EDSA, and of course, to protect the family, the first family that they were there, and babies, yung mga bata pa yan sila, Borgie. So, dun nga, Marcos decided na dalahin siya sa Lawag. But then, of course, at about 7:30 that evening of February 25, tinala siya sa Clark Air Base para magpahinga daw kasi 7:30 na ng gabi nung lumipad sila by helicopter to Clark. Well, about early morning, 3 or 4 o'clock. Ito na yung record ng kanyang aide-de-camp. This you can read from the book of Colonel Arawisa because he wrote about this in his book From Malacanang to Makiki. Makiki is the place in Honolulu where they were exiled. Pero sinulat nga ni aide-de-camp ni President Marcos na nung nasa Clark Air Base sila, early morning, 3 or 4 o'clock, ginising sila, dinisarmahan sila kasi sila yung presidential security group protecting President Marcos and the family. So dinisarmahan sila at sinabihan sila that they're going to be flown out of Clark Air Base, and for this rather hilarious reason, kasi daw yung Clark Air Base kung nasaan si President Marcos ay napaligiran na ng NPA. So would you believe that? But that's exactly what was told to President Marcos, and it is written by his own aide-de-camp that they were surrounded. And President Marcos also executed an affidavit regarding that they were wakened at about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they were told that they had to be flown out of Clark Air Base because Clark was surrounded by the NPA, by the communists that would want to kill him. Can you imagine? The biggest military air base in our country, held by American troops and soldiers and officials, mapapaligiran ng NPA. Oh my goodness. Anyway, nung nilipad na sila out of Clark Air Base, and they were expecting President Marcos, the family, and the rest of those that were fetched by American vehicles, sila Mr. Cojuangco, the family of General Ver, and several others, including the staff of President Marcos. So when they were already airborne, doon na nga nagtaka si Mrs. Marcos kasi malapit lang naman po aeroplano ang Lawag Airport. Pero parang medyo matagal na silang lumilipad. So, tinatanong niya sa piloto, bakit ang tagal na hindi pa sila nagla-landing? Yung pala, they were already being brought to Guam. And of course, the rest is history. And so what happened? Mrs. Aquino entered Malacanang, and that was when she assumed the office of the presidency. So that answers your question. So now we ask, anong nangyari nung naging presidente na siya? Well, she had her own revolutionary government, although they did not want to call it that. So nag-appoint na siya ng kanyang mga members of the cabinet. Tapos anong ginawa niya? Ang unang ginawa niya ay tinatanggal niya lahat ng mga elected officials elected officials meaning hindi na nag-convene ang parliament. Lahat ng mga governors, mayors, yung mga elected officials sa local government, tinanggal niya. Tapos nag-appoint siya ng mga OIC, officers in charge. Kaya yan, yung mga tao na yan, sila na ngayon ang umunlad from 1986. Yan sila Binay, etc. Hindi ko nasasabihin pa yung mga iba. So that was how she assumed the office of the iba. So that was how she assumed the office of the presidency. And the first thing she did was to sign an executive order creating an office that will sequester all the properties known to belong to the Marcoses. Ang kanyang unang statement doon sa kanyang executive order, whereas the Marcoses as a family, associates, and friends amassed, nagkaroon sila ng maraming wealth from the Filipino people. So doon pa lang sa kanyang statement na yon, Executive Order number 1, sinabi na nagnakaw na sa taong bayan without the benefit of either due process or the law. My classmate, our valedictorian in the College of San Beda, College of Law, and also a bar top notcher, mentioned to me that is considered a bill of attainder. Yun na nga, na talagang doon mismo sa sinulat niya ay andun na rin yung the accusation. Parang ganun na. So, yeah, that executive order number 1, and then number 2, number 12, number 12A. Apat yan na executive orders na pinirmahan ni Mrs. Aquino kung saan, yun na nga, lahat ng suspected or alleged or nababalitaan na belonging to the Marcoses, yan na, kukunin yan ng PCGG, Presidential Commission on Good Governance. So ngayon, pabalik tayo dun sa mga nagtanong, kaya nga tinanong nila anong nangyari pagkatapos nung naging presidente na si Mrs. Aquino. So yun, nasabi ko na nga na tinanggal niya yung mga associated with Marcos, hindi lang sa mga local government units, pero sa mga government offices din, pati sa judiciary din. Anybody na in-appoint ni Marcos, tanggal yan. Tapos yung mga sa military, kasi karamihan nga dyan, mga sinasabing Ilocano, lahat tinadala sa Mindanao, o so kung sa mga tinatawag na battle zones doon. Tapos there was this term they used at the time, the Yellow Army, na sila naman ang nag-take over ng military at the time. So ganun ang first actions na, and there was so much in media na kinargahan na nila, pinalaki na nila yung Executive Order number 1. Na sinabi nga na ang daming ninakaw ni Marcos from the Filipino people. Pero, kasi si Marcos napagpad na ng Honolulu, doon na siya nilipad, hindi nila, this is the other question. Bakit hindi nila kinasuhan si President Marcos dito sa Pilipinas? That's a good question. So questions that need answers. Why did they not file the cases against President Marcos? Unang-una, anong case ang kanilang i-file? Graft and corruption. So kailangan nila ng mga ebidensya against the corruption of President Marcos. So nagnakaw siya sa taong bayan. Pero natatakot sila at the time, or at least it appeared, that since the country was divided between the opposition and the Marcos loyalists, baka magkagulo. So America also decided na it would be best to help Mrs. Aquino na to litigate or to put on trial President Marcos kasi andun na siya sa Honolulu, doon na lang siya litisin. So they had to go for a law. Anong American law ang na-violate ni Marcos para kasuhan siya sa Amerika? Meron ba siyang Amerikanong pinatay? Meron ba siyang Amerikanong ninakawan? It had to be an American law so that he would be criminally indicted in America. So they found the law. It is called the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organization Act Law. Ulitin ko para maintindihan mabuti ang racketeering influenced and corrupt organization. So they accused Marcos of running the Philippine government as a racketeering syndicate and a corrupt organization. And that is what he violated kasi ninakaw niya ang pera ng Pilipino. That's the Rico case. Now, can you imagine as a Filipino, regardless of what your political persuasion would be, that you would accept a foreign country accusing your government, kahit na hindi mo gusto si Marcos, accusing your government to be a racketeering influence and corrupt organization. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, yung buong gobyerno ni Marcos, yan ang racketeering organization na yan. Parang yung, the author of that law, na-interview ko yan sa New York. Sabi niya, nung sinusulat niya yung batas na yan, para yan dun sa mga mafiosi, mga mafia, the underworld, the sleazy Balzacian underworld, na ang hirap hulihin itong mga nagsasmuggle, involved in prostitution, yung mga involved in, sa smuggling at lahat na yan, lahat ng illicit, illegal, underground crimes, na protektado sila kasi bayad nila ang pulis, bayad nila ang FBI, bayad nila lahat yon. Kaya nga, racketeering influence and corrupt organization. And kung sila nakatira halimbawa sa isang building, kasi sindikato, so pati yung doorman, pati yung driver, are part of the criminal syndicate. Parang the crime of one is the crime of all. Kasi yung kanilang capo di capo, yung kanilang godfather doon na kriminal, lahat na kasama sa organization yun. Yun ang kanilang batas na sinabi ni Marcos na kanyang na-violate, kaya pwede siyang litisin sa Amerika kasi merong 4 na real estate properties sa New York na sinabi nilang binili ni Marcos at yung pera ay galing sa pagnakaw sa taong bayan ng Pilipinas. So yun ang Rico case. Kaya isipin ninyo, hindi siya nilitis dito sa Pilipinas, naghanap sila ng batas sa Amerika na supposedly na-violate ni Marcos at doon siya kinasuhan. Yun ang Rico case. Yung unang case na final nila ay sa LA. Kasi meron din tayong nabili din ang ating pamahalaan na isang building dun sa, again, a very good location in San Francisco. Those of you who may have traveled there or lived there, you know where Union Square is. So meron tayong Philippine building doon na ginagamit ng consulate and used also by other offices, the Philippine Airlines and several Filipino offices. Plus, yung ibang spaces doon pinaparentahan. So yun, sinasabi din na nakaw. But very clearly, yung binili ng Philippine government because as now being mentioned, may resibo. Yun, pagbili. What happened to that building? That's the question again. Pinagbili ng GSIS manager. Yun, at the time, GSIS manager ni Mrs. Aquino, yung naging mayor din ng Quezon City after GSIS, binenta niya. Why? What is the reason for selling it? Sa gobyerno na ng Pilipinas anyway. So ano nangyari sa Rico case dun sa LA? Ang nangyari dun ay dinismiss yung kaso kasi nga walang ebidensya dun sa LA. Wala silang makitang evidence na nagnakaw, yung pera ay ninakaw sa Pilipinas. Ang kanilang present sa case, sa korte doon, kay Judge Mariana Felser, ay mga newspaper clippings, yung mga headlines ng Inquirer, lahat ng mga dyaryo ng mga oligarchs, lahat yun ang present nila. And there was a witness that testified na authentic yung mga nakasulat doon sa dyaryo, sa mga headlines at lahat na yon, mga editorial, mga opinion, nagnakaw si Marcos, ganito kadaming ninakaw niya, lahat-lahat. Dismissed because the newspaper reports, sabi ng korte. So nag-appeal ang mga abogado na hinire ng Philippine government because wala naman tayong abogado that could appear in the American court. So nag-hire ng mga American lawyers dun sa kaso na yon. You must remember, one of those that were supplying all of this was Vito Salonga kasi siya yung chairman ng PCGG. Plus, of course, the entire cabinet and the entire government of Mrs. Aquino. So wala silang napresenta na evidence ng nakaw Kaya dinismiss yung kaso. Inakyat na yon yung kaso na yan sa Court of Appeals ng LA, the Ninth Circuit Court of Los Angeles. Nag-appeal sila kasi nga natalo na sila, na-dismiss na doon sa lower court. Pagdating sa Court of Appeals, na-dismiss rin. Pero mas mabigat yung kanilang reason. Unang-una, kung sakaling merong anomaliyang ginawa, that is if, then it should be tried in the country of origin because of the act of state doctrine, which is accepted as part of international law and also of the law of America and the law of the Philippines. You have to try the head of that country as an independent sovereign. No other sovereign in another country should try it unless inakyat yan sa Criminal Court of Justice, which is an international court. Pero kasi doon inakyat yung appeal sa Court of Appeals ng Ninth Circuit Court ng Los Angeles, sinabi nga, hindi pwede yung kaso na yan dito. Kasi ganun din ang dahilan. At sinabi nga doon na, well, a couple of years ago, si Mrs. Aquino was in exile here in America. Ngayon, si Marcos naman ang in exile. Hindi natin alam, pwedeng magbaliktad ulit. So hindi natin pwedeng desisyonan yan because it's a political matter of the Republic of the Philippines. And it's the Republic of the Philippines that should determine this. The origin, the nature, and the consequences of that particular violation. Kasi yung corrupt practices act nila sa Amerika, sa LA, hindi uubra, hindi pwede. So yun ang nangyari. So anong ginawa nila? Yung sa New York sila nagpatuloy ng kaso. So again, the same. The RICO case in New York. Kasi doon, 4 na real estate properties ang binili ng pera na nanggaling sa mga American banks, na nanggaling sa mga Swiss banks, na sinasabi nila na si Marcos ang may-ari ng accounts na yon. So, pag tinatanong nga ninyo, ano ba nangyari? Hindi nga siya nakadepensa sa sarili niya because that's a good question sapagkat hindi siya pinauwi to defend himself. Remember, that is a criminal case. And even in our laws and the laws of America, if you are indicted in a criminal case, you have to be in court to face your accusers. Hindi nga nangyari yon. So, ang nangyari sa New York, well, andun yung 4 na real estate properties. Ano ba itong real estate properties na ito na binili noong 1982 at 83? Or if my dates are wrong, then it must have been around that time, 82, 83. Ito yung nasa 40 Wall Street. Wall Street is the finance district of New York. Binili yan at ang amount noon was $70 million. The other real estate property was the Crown Building. Sa New York din yan. 51 million yung building na yon. Then the other building was 200 Madison Avenue. Talagang makita mo yung locations. If you've been to New York, or kahit na tingnan mo sa mapa, i-google mo, tingnan mo. These are really choice properties. 50 million yung sa 200, yung address ng 200 Madison. And then the other building was the Herald Center. Yan yung buong shopping center ng Macy's at lahat na yun sa kasalukuyan. Pero at the time, ang tawag dyan was the Herald Center. And it was bought at $17.5 million. So ang total amount ng lahat na yan na binayad ng pera na galing sa American banks, na yung American banks na yan nang galing sa mga bangko sa Switzerland, yung pera was total was $188 million. So yun, bagsak kasi ang presyo ng real estate sa New York at the time. Kaya nga nabili ang 4 na buildings na yan. Okay, so pag-uusapan nga yung mga tanong, paano nangyari naman dun sa mga buildings na yan na atod sa New York at the time. Yun na nga, kinasuhan nga si Marcos at si Imelda for stealing the money of the Filipino people and buying those real estate properties. So, yun na. Nagkaroon ng trial, close to 4 months. Tapos, nagpresenta sila. We must remember, 3 gobyerno yung nag-file, na nagtulong-tulong. Ang Swiss government, kasi yung Swiss banks ang pinanggalingan ng pera. yung American government, kasi American banks din ang dinaanan ng pera na yon, at Justice Department ng Amerika ang nag-file. Justice Department prosecutors, naalala niyo si Rudolph Giuliani na nag-headlines pa na I will jail Imelda. I vow to jail Imelda. Tapos ang Philippine government, lahat ng dokumento pala na kinuha nila sa Malacanang, lahat ng dokumento na dala nila Marcos sa Hawaii, na kinuha nila from the Marcoses, lahat yan, pinagsama-sama nila, yung sinasabi ko nga, 350,000 pages of documents. Yan, kadami. Isang buong kwarto yan, isang katutak na filing cabinet. Nakita ko yan, nabasa ko yan, at natingnan ko lahat, halos lahat yung mga dokumento na yan. Kasi yung iba pare-pareho rin, mga accounts, mga ganito. At nagpresenta rin sila ng 95 witnesses in that 4-month trial on that RICO case violation. Yung mga witnesses nila, may mga Pilipino, meron karamihan, pero karamihan, mga bankero, mga either presidente ng mga bangko, mga cashier, mga tellers, basta part of the financial world in Switzerland. May mga abogado ng mga Swiss government, abogado ng Philippine government sa Switzerland na hinire nila, at mga Pilipino rin na nag-testify. So, 95 yan silang lahat. At tandaan ninyo, pati si Khashoggi nasali dyan sa kaso na yan kasi may mga paintings dyan sa New York, dun sa mga buildings at dun sa isang condominium na merong parang hindi naman merong parang nagkaroon ng bentahan. Well, I think you already know that now that lady who was part of the sale of these paintings, nakakulong pa nga hanggang ngayon. But anyway, kaya nasama si Khashoggi. At nagkaroon din kasi ng isang dokumento na nahanap nila sa, hindi lang sa Malacanang, pero not in Malacanang anymore kasi this is already after the fact, na sinasabi na binili o bibilhin ni Khashoggi yung mga buildings na yon at sa kanya yon. And this was part of the maneuver that was undertaken by Mrs. Cantoko kasi kaibigan niya si Khashoggi at saka alam niya yung mga transaction tungkol sa mga buildings na yon. At siya rin na nagsabi at the time na it is also the right time to buy those buildings kasi bagsak nga yung presyo. So whatever it is, she meant well. Pero ang nangyari, nasama si Khashoggi doon because of those documents. So yun ang nangyari sa New York. 95 witnesses, 350,000 documents, the United States of America, the Swiss lawyers, the Philippine government, lahat sila andun para litisin si Ferdinand at Imelda Marcos. Of course, ang lumabas dyan ay nung patapos na yung kaso ng hearing, yung judge na mismo ang nagsabi sa prosecution, sa Justice Department ng Amerika, dun sa New York. You bring this celebrated case in my court, and when you remove the fancy ornaments, you tell me, gee, we can't find the documents. Bakit sinabi ni Judge Keenan yan? Tandaan ninyo ha, si Judge Keenan, yung kanyang asawa, kaklase pa ni Mrs. Aquino sa Marymount, kung ano yung eskwelahan dyan sa New York when Mrs. Aquino was studying there. Kaklase niya yun. And even the judge said, so what? If my wife is a classmate of Mrs. Aquino, I will not execute her laws here. I will go by the justice system of America. O, yun ang Judge Keenan. And he was really prejudiced against Jerry Spence. Ayaw na ayaw niya si Jerry, naaano siya. Allergic siya kay Jerry Spence because Jerry Spence was a Wyoming cowboy lawyer from Jackson Hole. Biglang napadpad ng New York at he was wearing his cowboy suit at sinabihan nga ng judge, you dress up properly because this is a New York courtroom. Diba? Kaya Jerry Spence nga sumagot, sabi niya kay judge, this looks like a funeral parlor. You wear black. My client wears black. The marshals are in black. Lahat naka-black. Kulang na lang dito yung kabaong.
Para sa inyo, ano ang masasabi niyo tungkol dito? Mag-comment na lang sa baba para mas updated po kayo sa may init na balita dito sa Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa panonood mga kapatid.